We stand with Israel.
Spoken with Prime Minister Netanyahu to assure him of the UK's steadfast support as Israel defends itself.
Israel has the right to defend herself.
The United States has Israel's back.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
In the aftermath of the tragic events unfolding in Gaza, where indiscriminate bombings have tragically claimed the lives of close to 9,000 innocent civilians, and which have drawn international concern and allegations of war crimes and even genocide, a pressing question looms large. Why do the United States and Western nations maintain their unwavering support for Israel? As global public opinion increasingly shifts, there's growing curiosity about why the West persists in backing the Zionist settler entity. First and foremost, it's important to understand that the US is a capitalist state and its policies are driven by self-interest. The stability of the Middle East is a crucial strategic interest for US national security, given the region's significance for US geopolitical, economic, and security dominance. The US makes decisions based on expediency and the materialistic value, even when they appear to be guided by moral and humanitarian values. This approach serves their political, economic, and security interests, just as it did when it appeared to support the Arab Spring uprising, donated $100 million to Gaza during the ongoing Israeli savage aggression, and called for opening humanitarian corridors to deliver aid to the afflicted masses in Gaza. Selective concern for human rights and its exploitation of authoritarian regimes are all examples of this.
It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.
As Joe Biden has historically and more recently made clear, the existence of the Zionist settler entity is vital for America's self-interest. This is because Israel represents a fundamental pillar in America's national security, serving as a forward military base in the Islamic world to confront the security challenges that may arise from the masses of the region. It has also allowed the US to maintain its unilateral hegemony and dominate the Middle East, a position it inherited from Britain after World War II. Therefore, America is keen on supporting Israel's military and economic superiority to control the region and empower Israel to fulfill its functional mission. And who better to describe what the Zionist entity's functional mission is than the founder of modern Zionism, Theodor Herzl himself. Herzl spoke about Israel's functional role during the time of European domination over the international situation.
A Jewish state in Palestine, considering it as a European location and a part of the defense wall against Asia, serving as a transmitter of European culture to the East, a state that serves European interests and is protected by Europeans.
This is what the US has adopted since the Balfour Declaration and inherited from Britain after World War II. It is well known that the security of the Middle East regimes, especially the Gulf region, which is a vital energy source, is a long-term strategic cornerstone of American national security and America's political leadership and economic dominance in the world. Therefore, Israel represents a platform for defending Western interests and values in the region. Any aggression or threat to Israel's existence is considered an attack on the United States and Western countries themselves. This explains the strong Western support for Israel and their quick response to threats or attacks, including visits by Western leaders such as Biden, Sunak, and others. The United States and Western nations consider Israel as a platform for defending their interests and values in the region. It is vital to recognize that American and Western support for Israel is not rooted in a genuine concern for the well-being of the Jewish people or a response to historical tragedies. Instead, it is part of a broader ideological battle between the capitalist West and the perceived threat of Islam and the Muslim Ummah. The United States views Islam as one of the most significant challenges to its global dominance, because only the Muslim Ummah has an ideology which is capable of confronting and challenging capitalism. Islam opposes the fundamental tenets of capitalism, such as democracy, freedom, human rights, and free markets. Western powers fear the resurgence of the Islamic Ummah, which has a historical record of contributions to civilization and the potential to challenge Western interests. This fear is what drives the Western campaign against Islam. While economic interests and strategic advantages in the Muslim world play a role, the primary motive behind the Western campaign is to neutralize the ideological threat posed by Islam. This campaign aims to undermine and alter the creed, the aqidah of Muslims, pushing them towards secularism, modernism, liberalism, and embracing capitalism as their way of life, effectively divorcing Islam from daily existence. In summary, the support for Israel and the broader Western agenda in the Middle East are interconnected with a larger struggle against Islam and its ideological influence. This is driven by Western fears of the resurgence of the Muslim Ummah and its potential to challenge capitalism's dominance on the world stage. I hope this video has provided you with insights into what Joe Biden actually meant when he said,
"Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region."